Mathematics Class 8th, Chapter 3rd, Exercise 3.1, Question 7th, Understanding Quadrilaterals. In this question, we need to find addition of x, y and z. We have x, y and z here in A part. In order to find answer of this question, we will use all the concepts that we have learned so far in our journey of learning mathematics. So let's straight away dive into the solution. Let's first focus on this angle z. This angle is given to us as 30 degrees. So we know very well from our previous standard that angle on a straight line equals to 180 degrees. That is, addition of this angle z plus 30 will give us 180 degrees. So if we subtract 30 from 180, we will be able to find the measure of this angle z. So we did the same and we wrote it. Z equals to 180 degrees minus 30 degrees. It is simple, equals to 150 degrees. We have found measure of angle z equals to 150 degrees. Likewise, let's focus on this angle x. Again, we have a straight line and addition of angle x plus angle 90 degrees will give us 180 degrees. So we can find easily angle x as follows. X equals to 180 degrees minus 90 degrees, because eventually addition of both these angles is equal to 180 degrees. So if we will subtract 90 from 180, we will be able to get measure of angle x. Therefore we subtracted it and it is equal to 90 degrees. Now let's focus on angle y. Here we are not given this angle, so we cannot straight away use property of angle on a straight line equals to 180 degrees. We need to first find this angle that we have represented in blue color. So how we can find it? If we observe this triangle, we have two angles given to us and we can easily find third angle because measure of all the internal angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. And then when we will be able to find this angle, we can again subtract this angle from 180 degrees in order to get this angle. So we have concatenated it in a straight line. Let's explain how we did it. First of all, let's focus on finding this angle. It would be 180 minus addition of both these angles because some property of a triangle. So we wrote here 180 minus addition of these angles. We wrote it in brackets so that we don't get puzzled. 90 plus 30. And again, this complete that we have written in this box will give us measure of this angle. And when we will subtract this complete with 180 degrees, we will get eventually angle y. So try to pause it and watch it again. You will definitely understand it. So we wrote measure of angle y equals to 180 degrees because we are straight away targeting on this part. That is angle on a straight line minus again 180 because we are targeting this time on some property of a triangle. That is 180 minus addition of both these angles, 90 plus 30 degrees. So first of all, we will solve this box. So we wrote 180 degrees minus as it is. This 180 degrees as it is minus as it is. Let's add it up. 90 plus 30 is 120. Again, we will solve this bracket now. So we wrote 180 degrees minus as it is. 180 minus 120 is 60. Now we can solve it. 180 minus 60 degrees is equal to 120 degrees. So we have found the measure of angle y equals to 120 degrees. We cannot leave our answer here since we are asked to find sum of all these three angles. So we need to add them up. So when you add 150 degrees, 90 degrees and 120 degrees, you get 360 degrees that you can solve very easily. With this, we have found A part. Now B part. Find x plus y plus z plus w. This time we have four angles. That is x, y, z and w. We need to find it. So let's focus on x. Again, angle on a straight line. So if we will subtract 120 from 180, we will get measure of angle x. So we wrote x equals to 180 minus 120 degrees equals to 60 degrees. We have found x. Now let's focus on angle y. Again, angle on a straight line. So if we will subtract 80 from 180, we will get angle y. So we wrote 180 minus 80 degrees. It is equal to 100 degrees. Now z. Again, we have angle on a straight line. So if we will subtract 60 from 180, that we did here, 180 minus 60 degrees equals to 120 degrees. So that is the measure of angle z. Now, similar to this A part, we cannot directly apply angle on a straight line property. First of all, we need to find this angle that we have represented with black color. Similar to this A part, we are given rest of the angles of this quadrilateral, and we know very well some property of a quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees. So if we will subtract all these measures, that is 60 plus 80 plus 120, from 360 degrees, we will be able to get this angle, and then we can apply angle on a straight line property, which we will do again in a straight line. Why we are directly jumping into straight line? Because now you have learned all the concepts very well. You cannot always use that slow approach in order to find your answers. If you're not getting something, then it is okay to use that approach. But if all the concepts are okay to you, then you can directly solve. The important point is that your answer should be correct. So we wrote measure of this W will be equal to 180 degrees because we will ultimately use angle on a straight line property, minus we have written all this thing inside a box because we are finding this angle that we have represented with this black curve. So 360 degrees because angle sum property of a quadrilateral is equal to 360 degrees minus addition of all these, again inside brackets so that we don't get puzzled. So we add 60 plus 80 plus 120, the same has been written here. Now it is just a matter to solve this equation. 180 degrees minus as it is, 360 as it is, let's add them up. 12 plus 8 is 20, 20 plus 6 is 26, 0 as it is. Fast way of adding. Subtract it, 36 minus 26 is 10 and fix 0 as it is. 180 minus 100, again it is 80, but we cannot leave our answer here. We need to find addition of all these angles that we have found. So when we will add 60 plus 100 plus 120 plus 80, it will give us again 360 degrees. So if you observe in both these answers, we got 360 degrees. That completes our B. With this, our last question of this exercise, 3.1 Understanding Quadrilaterals, Mathematics Class 8th, Chapter 3rd, has been solved.